Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Make Love Not War series. And I think it's time that we go ahead and start our air campaign. So, I've got most of these fighter groups back up to full strength. We're going to throw them into the English Channel. And then I'm going to grab my tactical groups, throw them into the English Channel. And I believe I have another group somewhere over here. So we're just going to grab the tactical groups. And fortunately, it looks like my tactical bombers are getting back up to strength. They have another one over here, I believe. These ones are still behind, but my other three are doing pretty good, or four, or however many are over there. And otherwise, I think we're pretty much good. I still need to have some semblance of air cover. You know, I could probably shift some of this air cover over to the Benelux region, I would imagine. Why don't we just do that? So why don't I grab these guys and put them over in the Benelux region. Then we'll see range-wise how they're doing. They're doing pretty good. So that looks a little bit better. We're not covering Western Germany, but Western Germany's pretty far away from the front. So I think we're okay with that. We've got some fighter coverage over here. Naval bombers continue to go, but they're kind of dwindling in numbers, even though we are producing them. All right, so now for the mission across the English Channel. So we need to give all the fighters air support superiority missions, including the heavy fighter group. And then for the close air support, I'd like both naval and port strikes for their missions. Now, I should have a fair number of reserves. Oh, I kind of want to increase the number here. Where would that group be? I'll find them. Actually, I'll just do that. All right, well, they're in one of two locations, so here we are. Up that to 200. Because I think I have a fair number of close air support and reserve. So we've got, you know, close to 3,000, not quite, planes in here against 4,000. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we do okay. I'm just going to let it run for a few days, and then we're going to get an idea of what kind of losses we are looking at. But for now, I'm just trying to come through here and take out the presence in okay, I think that one was successful. All right, I guess we might as well have you guys come up here. Okay, so there we go. That will work. Cut these guys off and hopefully destroy them. And we're getting really close to having a lot of this stuff recaptured. Okay, so that few days that I was looking for has passed. Let's take a look. So I've just lost thousands of fighters, it looks like, because yeah, I just lost thousands of fighters in a blink of an eye. Well, let's see what they lost. We lost 1,300 and almost 300 of our support, and they've lost 1,600. So overall, pretty equal in numbers, it looks like. Which puzzles me quite a bit, because I'm fairly certain my fighters are higher. They're better overall. They're better quality. Whatever. I guess we'll just deal with that and cancel this whole thing. That is very frustrating, though, that in 3 days I lose in almost my entire fighter group. I mean, the close air support was able to hold out longer, but that was chiefly because I have a lot of reserves of them. Let's see what their numbers are like now. I mean, that's their main fighter group, so maybe those casualties will work for me. I really don't know, but I'm getting kind of frustrated with this whole air campaign. I really just don't know how the Allies do it. Now, we did manage to destroy some ships while this was going on with the support craft, but I'm still not pleased with the whole air campaign and how it's going. I'm just going to have to, I guess, hold on and wait until we get even better planes. Okay, these guys are still moving. Okay. Go ahead and just cross into here. These guys should arrive soon to cut these guys off before they themselves go anywhere. But looks like it's going to take a while to get there. Yeah, number of days. But we should arrive before they do. Well, maybe not quite the cavalry, but... Okay. I guess we might as well just continue with the tanks. And we should be rerouting a lot of units down here to attack. Matter of fact, the Purple Army, I think I'd like to redraw their lines. So, front line, actually, delete the old one. Make sure we have them all selected. And then front line, like that. Then we'll do offensive line. And I'll go ahead and have that cover all the way down into South Africa. Okay. Come on, scroll screen. Alright, that'll do, I guess. Okay, and then I guess you'll need to move your troops where they need to be, so we'll allow that for the meantime. Okay, overran. Jeez, how many divisions are here? Quite a lot, huh? Alright, just chill for a second. And we'll get this guy over here. Then these guys, when they're done, are going to reroute over here. Alright, let's take a look at naval-y type stuff. So we're knocking out submarines, knocking out submarines, knocking out submarines. Just one of those things I'm gonna have to be patient for. And we're gonna allow these guys to get into position and prepare for the next fight. Get that preparation bonus up. But I'm confident we'll be able to take out South Africa with what forces we have in the region. Oil continues to be an increasing problem, even though I am producing refineries as fast as I can. Okay, there's what we were waiting for. Okay, more submarines being taken out. Alright, let's take a look at the research slot. Okay, so we managed to get the next level of fighter. I guess we could go up to the next level of close air support. And now that we have the fighter, it's time to produce it. So, luckily, what oil we're able to get, I can pump into the fighters. But let's first grab the next generation of fighter here, which we're going to immediately upgrade. You know what? I forgot to do a comparison. I was going to do a comparison and against the rocket plane, but let's just do a very quick one here. So, agility's is 30, air attack is 47, and speed is very high. I'm going to assume the speed we're not going to be able to match, but let's see here. So airspeed definitely lower. Agility massively better, though. Air defense or air attack isn't quite as high. Air defense, I think, is much higher, though. Well, this is what we're going to be able to produce and use. Oh, how's the range? 1K, so no real improvement here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get back into the production screen here. And we're going to want to modify this. And I've got a bunch of air experience that I saved up for this very purpose. So I'm just going to go ahead and crank up the engine as high as it's going to go. So we're getting it up to 792, and we get the agility up to 100, so that should be quite good. Range I'm going to take a little bit up, but not much up. I'm also going to crank up reliability. Oh, okay. Maybe not so much reliability. We'll kind of balance it with other improvements like weapons. And all right. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much better than this. Maybe we went a little too hardcore in the engine, but as I add in weapons and things like that, it is going to reduce some of the other attributes I got with the engines, so I have to be kind of wary of that. I could improve the reliability now, or I could just save up the points for heavy fighters or other things that come. But I think this is a definite upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So air attack's going to get a little bit of a bonus as well as range. So we'll save and produce. And one of the lovely things about the tech that I have is I don't lose any efficiency at all. I do, though, need more aluminum, it looks like. So first, let's let that tick. What do we got going on here? Okay, they're going to give me a single division. All right, well, wherever that single division is, I'm going to have to figure out. Army. All right, who's not in a unit? So we've got... Where are you? Oh, yeah, that's right. Then we've got a unit over here. These. This is where I'm starting to hate taking units on because I don't ever know where they're going to be. I think I'm going to take you and have you get to a port. So can you strategic redeploy to the nearest port? And then we'll send you somewhere. Okay. Purple Army's still redeploying. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and tell them to come through with the net that, and then we'll do attack and just start the attack, and we'll get the reinforcements when we get them. Okay, so now we should have the production. And let's see. It's still saying we're short of the aluminum, huh? I find it interesting that we're short of the aluminum here, even though that should have a higher priority over the bombers. But whatever. I guess what we're going to do is trade for some. So, aluminum. Where can we get aluminum from? That's a good question. How much do I need? Need quite a lot. More than I think I can get. Let's just take that many from Poland. And really, nobody else has aluminum for me. I mean, I guess the Russian Empire has a little bit that they could give me. But that would probably go away. And that should be some of what we need. Okay, yeah, actually, that took care of it. So we're getting almost 4.5 a day and another almost 4 a day. So that's quite good, even though it's a higher tech, probably harder to produce plane overall. And we did just dump a bunch of upgrades into it that will probably also make it hard to produce. I figure... What does it say we need? Okay. I figure we give it a month, and then we maybe try the air campaign again. Because where are we at with fighters? I mean, it shouldn't take that long to get them back up and running with what kind of production we have. Oh, that's interesting. What are they doing? They got some bombers, huh? All right, well, let me grab my heavy fighter group and go over here, and then you can intercept. Matter of fact, I don't see a reason why not to intercept with some of these other guys, too. Other than we might lose stuff that I don't want to lose. But that should be sufficient, I would imagine, to take care of the bombers. We'll just have those guys fly this air mission. Yeah, they'll take out bombers. And they're generally good at that kind of thing. Oh, okay, we're not having much luck over here. Alright, we're starting to outnumber them a little bit. Or putting enough numbers in there that we're getting positive results. Oh, this is an Irish unit predominantly. I would like to select the unit that is not moving. You know what I might do here? Is bypass this unit altogether and get behind them. Yeah, that looks like a better strategy. So, we'll use the motorized units to get behind. No, I don't want your forces. I have enough that I can't keep track of that much stuff. So, just don't worry, be happy. Okay. So, let's look at the numbers. Our fighters lost, their bombers lost. They're pretty even. Bombers are a lot harder to replace, so I'm surprised they even have bombers. Maybe those are American bombers. Alright. Fine, piss me off. Make me have to send more units after you. Okay. Let's go to see what the Purple Army is up to. And they still have a lot of units showing up. And I think I'm going to allow that. I think we can afford to take our time a little bit here. Okay, so I should be able to navally have this guy come over here. There we go. And then we'll have you join the Purple Army when you get there. Okay. Oh, aluminum. Somebody's not giving me my aluminum. Alright, Venezuela and the Russian Empire are having trouble. Okay, yeah. Pretty much everybody's having trouble getting me what I need. Alright, so oil. I'm not too surprised with Venezuela. And the Russian Empire. Not too surprised with either. And then we have aluminum shortages because of the Russian Empire. Not a whole lot I can do about that. We do have some tank divisions here, which I'm going to incorporate into the Red Army here. And that'll be good, I guess. You know, some of these guys, I think, are just normal moving, though. That's going to take forever. You know what? Purple Army. Just go ahead with the plan. I don't have all day. Okay. The resources continue to be a problem. And you can just follow that unit there. And you guys can go ahead and follow that unit down as well. But the aluminum's getting to the right places. We're not getting quite as good production with our some things because of oil shortages and other things, but... Alright, let's take a look at the air campaign now. So... Continuing to knock out bombers, it looks like. Not giving me that green area saying I have air superiority, which actually surprises me quite a bit. Alright, so, fighters, what you're looking at like. Yeah, you're nowhere near getting full up on that. I'm just gonna, I guess, have to be patient. Maybe at the, who knows? Okay. Come back over into Africa. We'll just keep an eye on this. Oh, we got an ace pilot. That's always good. Okay. Let's come in here and take out this port. And you can also take out the port when you get there. And we should sufficiently have cut these guys off, which is perfect. You guys just stay where you are so that we can do a two-prong attack. And wipe these guys out, because there should be a ton of divisions in here. Okay. Now we can do the offensive. I'm assuming that we're going to have good success here. Maybe not. I mean, it is 13 divisions. But they should have absolutely no supply. Yeah, we're starting to grind through them a little bit here. Alright, how is this offensive going? Non-existent. Well, I guess they'll get there when they get there. Alright, come on, Italians. You can attack. Help me out here. And the upside is, once these guys get ground down, they should just be annihilated. So... Okay. Looks like we had success. Alright, I don't know. I'm tempted to have the tanks do that, but they're usually a lot slower, so I'm going to reroute them. And we're just going to continue along here to take the coastline and cut guys off from supply, as I have been doing. I don't think there's that many divisions in here anyway that I'm going to be encircling, but it's at least worth a try. And it saves me time having to redeploy troops later to take out this last pocket of resistance. Okay, you guys can go ahead and come back into here. We're having a defense, it looks like. Alright, let's take a look at how these naval things have been going. We're just continuing to knock out submarines, which it looks like they're starting to dwindle. And a number of days have passed here, so we're still looking a little light on fighters. What's going on here? We have a lot more losses. They've been throwing bombers at me, it looks like. Well, I mean, that sucks, but it at least gives me air superiority, I guess. Which we definitely need to stop those bombers. I could put more fighters up in the air, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just, I'm not keen on losing fighters that we're going to need later, but I'll go ahead and put these guys up here so we get some air superiority missions going, as well as the interception. Okay, so we've got better tactical bombers. I'm not going to upgrade the naval bombers. I think that's not really all that useful. I guess I'll go with strategic bombing here. And we need to produce the new bombers. So under tactical bombers, we should have... Oh, was that heavy fighters maybe? Yeah, which tech did I get? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it was heavy fighters, so we're just going to start new production for that. Okay, so heavy fighter here. At the moment, I'm not going to upgrade it. I'm going to save... Well, you know, there's no real reason not to. It's just going to be like maybe a light upgrade. So we're going to do some engine upgrades, which will help both in agility and max speed, which I think will help overall. But we can only fit a number of those on. So we'll do 3 of those. Save, and go ahead and produce that version. And again, we don't really lose efficiency, but of course we require more material, which we don't have. And again, aluminum is not something I can really get a lot of. I can get some from Poland, but I don't know how long they are going to be able to... Actually, let's bring that back 1. There we go. Keep that up. But it gets us at least some of the aluminum we need. Okay, let's come back into Africa here. Actually, I wanted to take a look at the numbers here. All right, it doesn't look like... Well, we'll just have to see. Okay. Oh, this unit got knocked back, huh? All right, how's the other stuff going? Still haven't seen really any movement. All right. I guess you guys can go ahead and go down the line and capture coast for me. And what are my production numbers looking like for the heavy fighters, which are fully supplied? We're looking at almost 4 a day. I mean, my production is quite good. Let's see. Now that we're into January, what's my fighter numbers looking like? I think I'm going to wait until they're fully up and running before I send another mission out there. So, just going to require some patience, I think. And I don't know if we're still knocking bombers out, but I should keep those missions up just to make sure. Now, what I'd really like to do, if I could, is pick on some of these smaller fighter groups that are out here. I'm just concerned about range if I ever attempted that. First off, I'd have to rebase a lot of my fighters, maybe over here. And then we would launch in here and try and take those fighters out. I mean, it might be a good call because it is reduction of overall numbers of fighters from the enemy. So, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So, I'm going to grab everybody that isn't currently having a mission. And I'm going to send them up into this airfield to get them closer to where they need to be. And honestly, they could probably stay where they are because they can still attack the English Channel from where they are. And we'll give them a few days to rebase. There they are. And then we're going to have them come up into the North Sea and give them an air superiority mission. Now, they're not perfect on range, but it's at least something. Let's see what happens. So far, so good. Huh. So is this a false reading? There really are no fighters in this region? You know, that happens from time to time. It will say, oh, there's 300 fighters over here. Really, there isn't. Maybe we just lost this guy. Oh, it says shot down in air battle. Okay, now we have the tactical bomber. Yes, okay. Alright, well, I think I've done everything I can do as far as that goes, so we're in 43 now. I'm not going to go up to super heavy tanks. We don't really even have resources to do a lot of these things anyway. I am going to upgrade, I think, the advanced artillery here. It's a pretty quick tech. Unless I am missing something like I could go for atomic research. I could even go down the improved rocket line, although that would be a year ahead of time. You know what? I think that's a better idea, so I'm going to do that. I still don't know how you produce rockets, to be honest with you, but maybe we can figure it out. But I definitely need the increased range that we're going to get from this. Oh, okay, so it does it on its own. That's what I was thinking maybe would be the case. Okay. So when these get far enough along, I guess we just start sending them against the British here, strategic bombing them. But for the meantime, they are losing fighters, but it's just like I'm losing more fighters than they are. And I'm not happy with that, so I'm really surprised we're not getting much of a fight here, and when we are getting a fight, it's not really in our favor. So I think I cancel these orders. And I just relax, and we go after the English Channel when we can afford it. Holy crap, look at the number of bombers they got in here. Those must be American, because I'm fairly certain I've wiped out the British bombers. Of course, they could reproduce them, but I doubt they got 3,000 bombers. So... Alright, well, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video, so let's just get a... I guess I'll leapfrog over here while I'm thinking about it. But in any case, let's go ahead and get a reminder of how the war's been going. So... United Kingdom is actually got some, they're actually going towards capitulation, which is interesting because I don't think I actually have any technically British territory. British Raj has some territory lost, so they're thinking about it. Belgium's gone. Canada's starting to lose a lot more troops. I'm going to assume some of these are like units that got wiped out in Africa and things like that. Brazilian units. Okay. Ireland's lost a fair amount. So is the South Africa, but that's not too surprising because we're actually engaging them in Africa. United Kingdom hasn't lost too many more casualties than I think last time. They're still in the... I mean, they're getting close to 900,000, but I think it was like, what, 860 something? So not too much more. Philippines have lost about 118. We haven't lost much, 66K. Looks like maybe the Swedes have lost the most, right? 104K. And, of course, we have Venezuela, who's very close to capitulation here, with 95K losses and a lot of territory probably taken. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, the United States has a lot of the coast, and they're very close to taking the capital here. Now, there's a lot of troops that they have to get through to get that, but... I don't know. I mean, these guys are probably going to be cut off from supply unless they have a port over here, which I don't think they do. So, this is probably going to be a tough fight, and this is probably why the Swedes have lost a lot of units, because you see here, there's a lot of Swedish troops here. There's also a lot of Italian troops here. But yeah, definitely the United States is doing, you know, making a lot of gains here. This, again, this will be a tough fight because there's 15 divisions in here. But... I think they'll eventually manage it. And then, of course, Venezuela will probably capitulate because that's really the only city they have left. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is a Mouse Gunner signing out.